Matt Lenihan Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store and Forged Irish Stout. We've been joined by Frazer Clarke. We're here, Saudi Arabia. Frazer, before we talk about the fight, how's things, mate? Are you looking well?
Yeah, I'm alright, man. I'm all good. I'm happy to be, people like me coming to places like this, in this event, this occasion. You have to just, you count your blessings now. I'm really happy to be here.
Yeah, I heard you reference it in another interview as Disneyland.
Honestly, God, it's just more. I'm not a fanboy, but the people you see out here, and the history that's around, the scale of the event. If you're a boxing fan, like I am, before anything, I'm a boxing fan. It's unbelievable. I'm very privileged.
I heard you. I think we spoke at the GBM show, and I asked you about this fight, and we were talking about Tyson Fury's weight, his stature, and you were like, "Yeah, but I don't." You were sort of umming and ahhing, going back and forth about him, how he would come in and the fight itself. Now that you've seen him today, just for reference, he's walked through in like a mask, like a COVID mask. That to me says he's taking every precaution possible to make sure no stone has been left unturned. What do you make of it?
It's just, some people are going to say, it's only a mask, like he's wearing a mask, no big deal. But these are the details that go missed sometimes, and they go overlooked, and then you get ill in the fight week, and then you go into the fight at 50% or 60%. It just says to me, like I said, the professionalism is where it should be for an undisputed fight. Do you know what I mean? This is our World Cup final. This is as big as it gets if you're a boxing fan. Yeah. So it just shows me, like I say, it's a small thing. It's a mask on your face. It sounds like I'm making a big deal of it, but we're not. I'm just saying it's an example of where he's at mentally, the way he looks physically. It's great to see.
In terms of how he physically looks, he looks completely different in comparison with Francis Ngannou. Obviously, he was carrying that extra weight for the Ngannou fight, but he looks like he's trimmed out looking at these pictures. What do you make of it? What do you expect?
Yeah, he just looks like he looks healthy. He looks athletic and healthy, and people don't often say that about Tyson Fury. You know what I mean? Like I said, he's very much like myself. We're never going to be Calvin Klein models, but you can be fit, you can be healthy, you can be like a racehorse. You can be built to do your job. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like that's what he's done in this camp. You see the jawline, you see the strength within him. I can see the strength within him. I know he's done the work.
When you look at stylistically how these two match up, it's very interesting because when Usyk came on to the heavyweight division, I can't remember who he fought in America, and I should for the life of me. You might be able to maybe catch me up with that. With a spoon. Yeah. And he sort of didn't labour to victory, won the fight comfortably, fought Chisora, and a few people thought, Chisora did a lot better than the scorecards did. He then goes and beats Anthony Joshua twice, who's obviously looks now more improved under maybe Ben Davison, but how do you see, if you're him coming into this, to fight a guy like Tyson Fury with them long levers, the fact that he's mobile, he can move, how do you approach a guy like Tyson?
I'm going a little bit against the grain, what everyone's saying. I don't believe he runs. I really believe he fights for that centre of that ring. I believe, I've heard a lot of these, I've heard Fury say a few times he's going to run like a rabbit. I don't think so. I think he tries to take centre-ish ring as well as he can, and box with him. Running away is not going to be good for anyone. I think he didn't run. Did he run away against Anthony Joshua?
Really, no.
Is Anthony Joshua a bigger puncher than Fury? Arguably, you'd say possibly. So I can't see him running. But these are all the things we're gonna have to wait and see, because I'm just not sure. But I think he's going to try and fight, not give up too much ground. He's going to try and get Tyson's respect early with hitting him often.
Yes.
And I think Tyson's job early for me is not to go out there and sort of force it, to go out there and make Usyk think he's not going to be an easy target. He's not going to be easy to hit, even though he's so big. You keep him where he belongs, out there. Do you know what I mean?
You mentioned now we're going to bring the point up of, do you think Usyk will go in there and try and make a point of, look, you're going to respect my power, and sort of catch him a few times sharp enough so he goes, you know what, I can't just jump in here. But on Tyson's hand, do you look at the size of him and go, you know what, I'm gonna make you feel like what it is to be like him, with a natural big guy, sit on you, way down on your chuck, like get on top.
You do a little bit, but remember that doesn't win you a fight. It might slow him down for it, but it doesn't win you a fight. Winning a fight, you could be landing punches, dominating the rounds. You might get a bit of cat on ass for a little bit, and I think Tyson, when he does get the opportunity to land, I think he's going to land with a bit of force, and make him think, you know what, you're in here with a proper big man. who's willing to land a few shots on you. But at the same time, these cruiserweights, they're dangerous. You know, they're deadly. You know, I spar with a lot of them, and they're fast, and they come sharp, especially in them little gloves. You can't underestimate their power at all, because they hit you with the shots that you don't see it, and they really do.
You've sparred with the who's who of bloody everyone. Everyone always talks about, oh, well, Frazer's done rounds with this and that. Did you ever share rounds with Usyk?
Never did rounds with Usyk. I think I was at I wasn't at a training camp. I was at a tournament once where he was fighting. Obviously, people were dropping out of the tournament, and I got to do a few rounds with a few different heavyweights. But obviously, he went on to win the tournament, so you never got the chance.
Oh, I'm gonna say, can you imagine if you'd have shared rounds with both?
It would have been nice. It's still an experience that I think there's like you have to like apply to go and spar with Usyk. I think there's a system to it. I think there's a website you can actually go on and apply to go and spar him. And I think it is something that I will definitely be doing in the near future, because I think it would be a beautiful experience.
100%. Look, let's come on to you for a bit. Last time we spoke, I know everyone wants to see this rematch with yourself and Fabio, and it's going to be talked about all week. But in terms of what is next, obviously, I suppose he kept his belts at the end of the day, so he will look at what other options are on the table as well as yourself. But in terms of a money fight, people know what they got last time. What your heart of hearts, do you think you get it next?
I'd like to think so. You know, that's just me being an optimist. Whether I do, whether I don't. You know, I think after the fight we both put on, I think we're both in a strong position to go on and do pretty much anything within reason. He's still the champion. He has more options than me. You know, I'm not naive to that. He can go up there, or he can stay and fight me again, which is totally up to him. But I think at the minute it's about me just speaking with my team and getting myself sorted. And if the Fabio option becomes available, of course I'm going to jump at it.
If you can't get Fabio, obviously coming off the back of that, you need something that I feel that's going to whet your appetite. I mean, and there's no disrespect to the opponents you've had coming up, but you've done that bit now. We know, and because we've seen we know where you're at. We have to watch in that fight. You've sort of proved where you are in and around, and the type of fights we could see. So if not him, when you look at some of the names, especially on these cards, you look at your Hrgovic's, Dubois, obviously Dillian White's coming back, all these different names. You surely want to chuck yourself in the mix.
Well, you know, you look at them names and you think, oh, that's a good level. But the thing is, in this division, there's no in between. So you're either at the level I was at before Fabio, or you're off jumping to them boys there. And you know, I've been in with a lot of them, and I'm not saying I'm better than them. I'm not saying I'm ready for them, but I'm getting there. Do you know what I mean? I'm not far away. And the one thing the Fabio fight did give me is a lot of belief in myself. You know. And I believe I can compete with the best of them on my day. I really can, and I will, and I'll show everyone. I've had to prove people wrong a few times, and I think I half did it in the last fight. But going forward, my confidence is going that way. You know, so. If they're the names that we have to talk about, so be it.
Did all the criticism and things you've had, has it caused doubt in yourself? You mentioned there, look, it gave me more, put a lot of doubt to one side almost. Did it have an effect on your, did it make you sort of question, you know what, am I really on this level? Did you put them thoughts in your mind?
You're only human, and if you read enough bad stuff about yourself, you start to believe it. You try and block it out, you tell people you block it out, it doesn't mean nothing. Well, now, if I'm dead honest, it's not nice to read bad stuff about yourself, or people judging your character or your heart. You know, and I've always told people, there's one thing about me you can never ever question, and it's what I've got in my chest. You know, it's beyond question. I'm gonna sound stupid, but I just think in that term I'm on a different scale to a lot of people. But obviously, you want to go and prove that, and I'm not saying that I had to take all them backhands off Fabio to prove it, because it's hard, you know what I mean? But listen, some people would have seen it. Some people thought I won the fight. A lot of people thought I lost the fight. Some people had it a draw. We did ourselves a justice, but between me and him, personally, I know if it's getting to him how it is to me, then we'll fight again, because being on level playing field. It's not the same. I don't like it.
And as fans, we want to see that ironed out as well. And look, final prediction for this fight at the weekend as it stands now. You're going to have to let us know. I know you've been toing and throwing, but you're going to have to jump off that fence.
Yeah, like I said Fury over there again, and I think I said Usyk an hour ago, but since I've seen Fury in there, well, the way he walked in, I'm gonna stick with it. I think Fury will get it done. I'm not sure how, but I think he will.
Frazer Clarke, an absolute pleasure to catch up with you. We look forward to seeing you back in the ring, especially after watching that last fight. Hopefully, a few more like that. And we'll catch up after this fight.
No worries, mate. Thank you. Appreciate it.